Hey, hang on. Hey guys, Missy, Terry, Dawn, Cat. Mm. The first words I've spoken, except to the cat. So I've just been at work for a couple hours. So let's see. Yes, we got Malibu. We got Malibu. Hi, Laverne. How you did, Laverne? I got your gift. I'm going to show that here in a minute. Well, a few minutes. Oh, I'm trying to keep the pan pastels away from Malibu, and at the same time, she's going to have to get down when I start coloring. Hi, Mary. Up in the balcony, tatting. Okay. Christina. Who else? I try to catch everybody first thing. And then, and Arlene. Put it in caps if you're talking to me, guys. I won't think you're yelling at me or Malibu. You can yell at Malibu. She's just a purr in here. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna color in Wondrous Folk on the Christmas page. Plus, I'm going to color in my in the December daily. Let's see, and I'm going to do that in Highview. I'm going to do that in pan pastels as well. So, and I'll show you what I've got done so far and go through the prompts and for the next couple days. So, and plus the prompts for Terry. And let's see, what else am I missing? Craft on the back 40. I forget what your name is, crafting on the back 40. Is that Juju? Is that Juju? I know, they put our names, and that's supposed to help protect us from, you know, people trying to take our names. Is it crafty on the back 40, Juju? Let's see. So yeah, I hope y'all had a good weekend. It is Juju. Okay, I'll try to remember Juju, but I'll probably tomorrow go, is that Juju? mm. Hi, Debbie. Debbie, are you into book, what is it? Are we in book 4, 5? What's the next book? The castle one. Is that book 5? Are you into book 5 yet? I think so. Yeah, that's book 5, right? I moved into the next 4. Okay. You're in 4 or the castle one is 4? I can't remember. I'm into the castle one now. I just started it. Let's see. Trying to see who else I might miss. I think the castle one's book 5. I think. You started 4? Okay, well, let me go get mine. Hang on. Deb and I are reading the same series. Is this one book 4 or 5? Let's see. Yeah, this is 5. All right, so I just started book 5. There she goes. I just started book 5, Debbie. So, yeah. She and I are reading the same series. All right, let me fix this blanket on this chair. I got to get me a new chair or something. I did take the rug out of here because my chair would not roll. And I know people have suggested, get one of those mats and go to the chair. I would be skimming myself across the room if I was rolling. If I had one of those that would make me roll faster, I'd be I know. So I don't want one of those. So anyway, hi CK. Let's see. Now I'm kind of jiggly. What's making this move? This thing? Something's making it jiggle. I'm not sure what. We hadn't had jiggles for a while. Okay, CK. Gotta catch it. Well, I just started book. I mean, I think I've read 2 chapters, Debbie. I just started book 5. So let's see. Missy. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Tina comes in saying good morning to everybody. There's Janet. Hi, Janet. And don't forget, Janet streams at 1 today. Last I heard. Are you still streaming at 1, Janet? Let's see. Scrolling, trying to keep up. I like to say hi to everybody, and I'm glad Malibu got down. She didn't lay down our little nest I made for her, but I don't want her up here when I'm pan pasteling. And we'll zoom in when I start. But I did put a little bit of a decor here. Just to have some Christmas, and I changed the background to some Christmas. And hopefully the lighting will be good for us. Hi, Mama 4. So thanks everybody for being here. I do appreciate it. I do have a couple new things to show. I got something from Laverne. I did buy one thing. No, I actually bought two things. Well, one thing came from Amazon. And then I will show what I've done in my book here, and we'll get caught up. I'm going to do the little coloring page in here with pan pastels as well. So I'll do that. Then we'll start working in Wondrous Folk. And we'll do the prompts. And what else do I have over here? I got a new sticker book. I got my prompts and the coaster entertain thing that Denise gave me. We're going to do that. And Laverne, well, I'll go ahead and show y'all what Laverne's here. I'll show y'all what Laverne sent me. So I got a few things to show. And I think because we're almost done with Kat's book, we're almost done with the lollygag. We only got like 2 more letters left. Well, we'll finish it this month. I think starting January, I don't know if I'll do it every week, but some of the weeks I think I'm gonna read out of this book that Laverne got us. So thank you, Laverne. And then look at this little bookmark she sent. Let's see, where's my little, I want to tape these in. I like to tape the so thank you. Laverne says just a small thank you for all you do. Thank you, Laverne. I don't need those two. I want to keep these two with her name. Let's tape these in the back of the book. Get some washi tape here. I know, right? It does look fun. We'll read out of it. We'll read something out of it today. And just to get us started here. So I'm going to tape that in there. I always try to put the name of whoever sent it in there. Let's see. Yeah. So, and then look at this bookmark. She says, I left it in here. I took it out, but I put it back in so I could show y'all. So she sent me this as well. I love this. Look at this. Hupster liked this too. He thought this was great. It's a bookmark. Let me take it out of the plastic. Hang on. Get out of the plastic, and it's wrapped on here and on the bottom. Hang on. Come on. There we go. And the little heart is got a plastic on it too. Let's see if I can get that off. Get some scissors. Get the little plastic thing off there. Come on. Hang on. I know it's going to come off eventually. It's got a plastic on it. Come on. There we go. Okay, got one side. There we go. Okay. So look at this. You paused here. And look, there's a little paw. Isn't that adorable? You paused here. I'll put it in this book for now, but I'm probably going to want to not put it in this book all the time because I'm going to want to use it. But yeah, you paused here. Isn't that adorable? Thank you so much, Laverne. That is so sweet. And right, right view. That's cute. Let's see. Right? So we'll look at that here in a minute too. And so let's see, where do I start? Maybe I'll go ahead and start with this. No, let's go ahead and start with the prompts. I know that I usually wait a little bit for everybody to get here, but let's go ahead and do the prompts because I've got some of the, the things to read and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. So y'all know that we pull 5 prompts out of these couple hundred. I think there's 300 actually. Prompt bowl every Monday. Terry, are you tired of doing them yet? Terry does them every week, and I'm telling you, you don't feel like you have to do it, but she does them every week. Let's get a Sharpie here. Today is the 8th. It's December 8th. We got to get crack-a-lacking for Christmas. Well, I've been crack-a-lacking for Christmas, so getting things done, because I got the family coming. So, all right, there we go. All right, let's just dig in here and just get a little pile. And then I just take 5 off the top. You're not tired of it? Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's put this one back. Let's do these 5 off the top. Let's see what we got here. We have any flower, any bird, heart, any musical instrument, and reasoning. And then, of course, we'll read out of the Lollygag book so that if you want extra credit, Terry. We're almost done with this, though. Okay, so we have any flower, any bird. It's weird that we got 3 of them with any. Any musical instrument, any musical heart and reasoning. Those are kind of good, actually. This is kind of a cool. All right, so here we go. That's what we got. Any flower, any bird, any musical instrument, heart, and reasoning. And I put them in my Society of Idea Collector notebook as well. Not that I don't run out of ideas too often, but sometimes just want a little something different, Hi, Lisa. Ellen. Yes. Right, Terry? Hi, Kimberly. There's Kimberly. Where'd she go? There she is. Belinda. Who else am I missing? And I did not see what Janet said about her stream. And there's Belinda saying good morning to everybody. Yeah, it was good, Happy Mail. I'm going to show the book here again in a minute. Yeah. So thanks, everybody. And thank you, Laverne. All right. Let's put this away or to the side. We'll have some space. And now let's go ahead and do some Ellis for Lollygag. Let me get a pencil. Get a pencil here. We're almost done. I think we're up to W. So next week we'll do XYZ. Is there XYZ? There's a XY. Well, there's a couple things. So next week we'll finish this book up. Okay. All right. So W. Let's put this over here at the XY. All right. So let's read a couple things out of the Lollygag book. And Cheshire Cat gave us this, and we've been doing it every week for 24 weeks. Let's see. What did Janet say? You're streaming something. Okay. All right. So let's see. Wallop. A hit or thump with force. It's simply impossible to wallop someone gently. As an interjection, walloping means fantastic or exceptionally great. That's the as an interjection, that's what it says. Whatchamacallit. An object whose name you just can't remember. A thingy, a thingamajig, a what's it. That's right, a whatchamacallit. Let's see. Who else is here? K. KD. And I know y'all know that your names have probably been changed because of YouTube. They're trying to make it so that people can't forge, fake you, So All right, let's see what we got over here. Let me see if we read a couple more. Whippersnapper, a young person who is cheeky and maybe a little sassy, i.e., Janet. Whippersnappers usually have a lot of chutzpah and have a tendency to irk people, especially curmudgeons. And let's see. All right, I'll do this one because this is what Hubster calls me, a whirling dervish. Another something that spins around and around, except that's a person who spins around as part of a ritual dance. Y'all have seen the whirling dervishes, haven't you? With the big white skirts on them. They're all men. But and the like not turb no, these kind of hats that you see, the fezzes. They have like a fez hat like this. That's they have kind of a fez hat like that. And they have those big white skirts and they're whirling dervishes. They do it like they put themselves in a trance or something. But Upster just calls me that because I'm always running, running, running. So anyway, okay, so there we go. Let's see. Is there any more I want to think? Let's see. Okay, I think we'll stop there on the lollygag. We've been enjoying this book. Thank you again, Cheshire Cat. Let's see. I know, right, Arlene? Okay, then Denise got. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I got to go get a gift from Denise. Let me run down and get. She got me a gift just open every stream and they're all under the tree. So I don't remember up here last week. She had to come on stream and go, did you open your gift yet? So let me go run down and get one. Hang on. She's got one for every stream. All right. So let's see what this is. Also, she has one down. Well, I won't. We'll do that next time. Okay. So here we got a bag here from Denise. So let's go ahead and finish this first. Then we'll open the next. We'll open the next present from Denise, who's doing me a Advent gift for every stream. Hi, Mama Four and Makes. So hi to Tina. Yeah, you have a video for the whirling dervishes. I have to go back and watch that, Tina. Let's see, music for that Sullivan show. Oh, Katie. Oh my gosh, let me get a sip of water here. Okay, so this was in one of the gifts that she got me. Was a conversational coasters. So we read a few, and I think I put a thing in between somewhere. All right, so we'll do 3. And I'll cut the answers right here at the bottom. How many Jaws films have there been? How many Jaws films have there been? Y'all go ahead and try to guess. How many Jaws films have there been? Tina. Okay, Lisa says 3. Charlie said too many. Oh my gosh, Mama, is that a little tiny 4 there, Mama? Okay, all right. So y'all are guessing between 3 and 4. All right, let's see what it says. 4. Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, and Jaws the Revenge. Well, what's that other movie that they Sharknado? How many Sharknados have there been? I don't know. I'm just there was like a new Sharknado every year for like I don't know how many years, like Sharknado, New York, Sharknado takes over, Sharknado, oh hell no. That was actually the name of one of the movies. There was like a Sharknado for everything. You saw Jaws 6 times, Mama 4? Oh, 8 times. All right, so there's that. All right, let's put that on the bottom. Okay. All right, who was stranded on Gilligan's Island? Can y'all name all the people stranded on Gilligan's Island? or try to remember how many at least. How many people? No, the Sharknadoes, and you see them flying around in tornadoes, and I mean, I've not, and I gotta say, I have not watched any of them. I've just seen clips and excerpts and stuff like that. Hi, Marsh. Oh, if y'all don't know Marsh, I don't know if Marsh has. I know he has a private account for the prices and everything of his paintings. But if you go to Marsh, I think it's Marsh Makes Art. Is that the name of your website, Marsh? Marsh is selling some awesome paintings. Plus, uh, on his YouTube channel, he did a flip of them last week of all his paintings. Y'all got to go at least go look at the paintings. So Marsh Makes Art. I think that's the name of your YouTube channel, right, Marsh? Marsh Makes Art. Y'all let me know what the name of, or let me know what the name of your channel is. Yeah, the Howls. Yes, Arlene, the Howls. All right, Ellen said there were 7. Okay, so Janet goes Skipper, Gilligan, the professor, Ginger, Marianne, and the rich guy and his wife. Yeah, that was the Howls. All right, let's see what it says here. Gilligan, the captain. Did you mention the captain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nobody, you didn't mention the captain. Everybody forgot about the captain. All right, Gilligan, the captain, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star Ginger, the professor, and Marianne. So, yeah, that was it. Okay, let's read one more. Okay, yeah, is that the name of his is that his channel name, his YouTube channel? He changed the name of his channel. So I let's see. Belinda says it's Marshall. That's not the name of his channel though, is it? I don't think that's the name of his channel. Marsh, what's the name of your channel? Put it in there. Dude. Okay, one more. All right, here we go. What city is Cheers set in? Now that's an easy one. Come on, y'all know what city Cheers was set in, right? I'm covering up the answers down here at the bottom. Okay. Okay, Ann Makes got it. It's Boston. Yeah. So I don't know where Marsh went. Where'd Marsh go? Okay. All right. So we'll read some more of them next week. I'll put these back in the prompts. Okay. And now, before we go on, let's go ahead because this is going to be some future prompts in January. So let's go ahead and read some out of the book that Laverne sent. I love this little bookmark. I have it in here, but I think I'm going to put it in the books I'm reading. Yeah, let me just go ahead and do that now because I know I'm not going to leave it in here. I'm going to put it in. You paused here, and there's a little paw print. Look, how cute is that? I love that, Laverne. I'm going to put it, because right now I've got a Post-it note here in my book where I left off. So we're going to put that in my book I'm reading. There we go. All right. So thank you, Laverne. All right. So let's look at it. I did put a couple. I just kind of glanced at it and put a couple of sticky notes here. But let me go ahead and read you the not everything it's in here, but the main table of contents of what they cover. It's a big book. This will last us through 2026. Off and on. Okay, we have movies and television, American landmarks, games people play, art and literature, all about animals, money and business, intriguing individuals, Earth and the universe, waging war, happy holidays, pop culture and games, the supernatural, history, around the world, technology and inventions, death and the macabre, politics, crime, health and the human body, music, food and drink, and religion. Those are all the topics. So, thank you, Kat. She found his channel. It is his. All right, it is. It's Marshall now. Okay, so there we go. Thanks, Kat. I don't know. Did we run Marshall? So y'all follow Marsh. He did show a lot of his paintings that he did last week. So go look at him if you're interested in any of them. Get a hold of him because he will. They're all for sale. So just saying. All right. So I did. Let me see here. What did I pick? Art and literature. The night Frankenstein was born. What else did I pick here? This one. The unusual art career of Grandma Moses. Maybe we'll read that because they're like 2 pages. And then the death of Sherlock Holmes. All right, let's go ahead and read this one. Let's go ahead and what I'll do is I'll put a little check mark, and then that way, if I bookmark, then we'll know that that's one we've read. Or I could just go even easier. We can go over to, this is page 114. Let's go over here and just, I need a highlighter. Let's see, do I have a highlighter here? Let's get a highlighter. Okay, we're going to do the unlikely art of Grandma Mose. Then we'll know what we've covered. Okay. All right, so we don't need to do this every week. All right. Hi, Peg. Unless I missed it this morning, it's time for you to put out your Christmas decor for us to drool over. Peg has the best holiday decor. She has vintage stuff, and so Peg, yeah. Y'all go follow Peg over on IG and make her start posting. Make her start posting vintage holiday decor. Just saying. Hi, Judy O. We are enduring 13 degrees. Oh my gosh. Winds at 14 miles. I'm not doing anything today. Nope, not going to do anything. What you do is what I tell Denise, because Denise does not like the cold either. So we call it burritoing, where you wrap up like a burrito. I send her memes all the time of, let's see if I can find one. I send her memes all the time about burritoing. Let's see here. Let me find one. One of the good ones here. Let's see. Here's one. This is a good one. This is when you burrito. Let's see if I can find one more. There's Judy O this morning. There's Judy O. Let's see. Did I say you, Missy? Who else? I said hi. I'm trying to catch everybody. Put it in caps. Hi, Riri. All right. Sip of lemon water. All right. Y'all ready? The unlikely, and I've not pre-read these. Okay, I've not pre-read these. I probably should pre-read these before we read them every week. The unlikely art career of Grandma Moses. Late bloomers take heart. You haven't missed your chance. That's one of the most significant lessons to be learned from the incredible life of Anna Marie Robertson Moses, 1860 to 1961, better known as Grandma Moses. She was born before Abraham Lincoln took office, and when she died, President Kennedy offered tribute. That's something, isn't it? Both her work and her life helped our nation renew its pioneer heritage and recall its roots in the countryside and on the frontier. All Americans mourn her loss. Grandma Moses was one of the most successful and famous artists in her home country, and possibly the best-known American artist in Europe. Featured on radio, television, and in magazines, Moses was the first artist to become a media superstar, and the influence of her unique folk style continues to this day. Indeed, it would not be outlandish to say that Grandma Moses was and remains the most famous female artist of all time. Unexpected success. It all started in 1938 when a New York City art collector drove through Moses's hometown of Hoosick Falls, New York, and spied her paintings in a drugstore. He bought them all, and then he found her at home, where he snatched up all her remaining work. The following year, she was represented in an exhibition of contemporary unknown painters at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. And the year after that, What's a Farm Wife What a Farm Wife Painted opened at New York's gallery, and the exhibition stopped people in their tracks, and not just because the artist first began to paint seriously when she was 76 years old due to arthritis, which made her give up her beloved embroidery. It was her subject matter, the nostalgic remembrance of things past and what appeared to be much simpler times, ordinary farm activities such as maple sugaring, making candles, soap, and apple butter, but it was also the charming optimism, luminous colors, and realism that emanated from the canvases, which then cost $3 to $5. These paintings were later reproduced on everything from ceramic plates to greeting cards. Not as easy as it seemed. But Grandma Moses' life was no rose garden. She was indeed a farm wife with all that role entailed, and a hired girl before that. At age 12, she left school and home, where she had 4 sisters and 5 brothers, to go to work. At 27, she married the hired hand on the farm, where she did the housework, and they had 10 children, 5 of whom died as infants. Grandma Moses eventually outlived her husband and all her children, but she did enjoy her 9 grandchildren and more than 30 great grandchildren. Grandma Moses painted more than 1,000 pictures, including 25 after her 100th birthday. The paintings have increased dramatically in value. Today, her smallest works begin at 15,000, whereas a large oil painting can command in excess of 100,000. In 2001, the Gallery Saint Antoine created a traveling exhibition entitled Grandma Moses in the 21st Century. It earned rave reviews from the public and critics, including New York's Observer's notoriously tough Hilton Kramer, who gushed, "Grandma Moses is back, and she's enchanting." Grandma Moses was a tough old gal, but her basic philosophy was one that remains relevant. I look, quote, I look back on my life like a good day's work. It was done. I feel satisfied with it. I was happy and contented. I knew nothing better and made the best out of what life offered. And life is what we make it. Always has been, always will be, end quote. So there we go. Isn't that interesting? I love this, Laverne. Thank you so much. So, yeah. So, Laverne, thank you so much for that book and the bookmark. And I'm going to keep this with our other prompts and books. And we will keep all that together so that we can read. That'll be our 2026. See if I can get this back up on the shelf. I have a spot for that bowl. Okay, now let me go ahead and open my gift from Denise. And I've not peeked. I don't know what's in these. You had no idea. Wasn't that interesting, Kat? I know. Right, Marsh? Hi, Kat and Pace. Good to see you. So thanks again, Laverne. That was very thoughtful and nice of you, and it's just very thoughtful. So we're going to use that in 2026. Okay, let's see what Denise has here. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Grayscale markers. Okay. I do have some I don't know. Are these alcohol markers? Well, easy to blend. I'm thinking they're probably alcohol markers. We'll open them and test them. We're going to swatch them, Janet. Janet, we're going to swatchy mix swatchy. I've never heard of these. Pro Series. Yeah. Shades in the set. I don't know. All right, here's the ISBN. 1922341032108. So anyway, we'll look at those. All right, Denise. That's I didn't expect that from Denise. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Well, the Color of the World crayons. I think I've had some of these, but I may even have them somewhere. I like my crayons for sniff purposes. If y'all don't have a box of crayons for sniffing, you need to have a box of crayons just for sniffing. It will bring you back. Right, Cat and Pace? If y'all don't follow Cat and Pace, let me click on her. Cat and Pace, she probably has every color ever made. She can color with a box of crayons like a painting. If you don't follow Cat and Paste on, let me find her on here on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel, but let me go find her on IG here and show y'all. Let's see. See if it'll come up. Some days Instagram comes up easy. Let's see. Cat and Paste. There she is. All right. Let me see here. Let me show y'all what she can do with some Crayolas. All right. This is telling to go to look at her channel. This is an excerpt from her YouTube channel. This one right here. But let me find one that's completed so I can show you something. It's not wanting to load. Okay. It's not wanting to load. You're going to have to go over to her channel. Okay. So you're just going to have to go to her channel or on Instagram. But here's the one but she can color with Crayolas like nobody's business. All right, so let's take a sniff. Maybe we'll swatch these. I know that Crayola has the colors of the world: crayons, color pencils, and markers. They have all three. All right, then let's see what else is in here. This is the lens. Okay, so this is to clean my glasses, make sure I can see the Crayolas. Thank you, Denise. Where's Peg? Is Peggy traveling somewhere? Oh, she's coming home from Boston. Well, that's why we haven't seen her post. She's coming home from Boston. So she hasn't been home to post her wonderful vintage Christmas yet. Is that so, Peg? I mean, y'all can go scroll back to last year and see some in her vintage Halloween. She has amazing little vignettes. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Janet, let's swatch. You just bought a small Copic grayscale. Yeah, I have some Copic grays as well. I do use them. They're good for underpainting. Giving yourself some shadows and stuff too. All right, let's see what else. Got two more things in here. Let's see what this is. She's being funny now. She knows I don't use Mod Podge. She's being funny now. This is a super gloss super brilliant Mod Podge. This will be given right back to her. She knows I don't use Mod Podge. She's being funny. I'm telling y'all. She's being funny. I'm not saying that you can't use it for some things. Don't use Mod Podge in a journal. It will stick your pages together. It will stick your pages together in a journal. At least, and I don't think I've used necessarily that formulation, but I don't trust Mod Podge not to stick my pages together. I use my Americana high gloss varnish in my pages. Okay, so there's the bottom of the thing here. One more thing. What is this? This looks like a poster or something. Oh, look at this. It's a canvas. It's on canvas. This is very cool. You know who's gonna want this? Well, if she does want it, I'll give it to her, Samantha. Because Samantha's all into the books now. So we'll have to give this to Samantha. She can frame it in one of her vintage finds. And yeah, so we'll give that to Samantha. All right, so let's see here. All right, let me put the tissue paper back in here. And very cool, Denise. But I'm not sure what she's doing with the Mod Podge. That's the only thing. All right, so let's see here. All right, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and use, because this is our December daily, and we're going to pan pastel today. We're going to pan pastel in here, and we're going to pan pastel in the Wondrous Folk. But let's do a quick. Oh wait, I got a couple more things to show y'all. Wait a minute. I got something else to swatch today, Janet, and I'll show that in a minute. Okay, so this one I got at Target. Target had these in their book section. I would have got one for Denise, but I told her about it. They're shiny. Denise does not like shiny stickers. She only likes matte stickers. So I got one for me and one for Samantha. Shh, it's going in her stocking. One more page, a sticker book for art for book lovers. So let me just kind of show you some of this. So these are, but they're all shiny. And but look, they have the different authors, they have stickers of the different authors. Okay, Tina. Who else am I missing? Let's see. Yvonne. Scrolling. No posting right now. Hubby put what? He put a stop to your posting. Oh, I'm not going to ask on stream why that is. Oh, I hope everything's okay, Peg. I love your vintage post. Tina, Mod Podge's super glossy. That's what it says. Super gloss. It says super gloss. We can test it, but I'm not putting it in my book, in my journals. Oh, Peg, I hope everything's okay. Okay, let's see. I'll go back. I do go back and scrub through my chat, especially to make sure I don't miss people. Yeah, I know. So, all right, so let's go ahead and flip through the sticker book here. So these are all stickers and all different authors. Just different books, typewriters, different characters. Just so y'all can, some different book quotes. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to kind of flip through here so you can kind of see what's in it. But this is at Target. Get it at Target. You get 20% off. You have this book? It's really cool. Okay, Laverne. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, I had to go get some Target gift cards. And so I always look at books wherever I go. And this was there. So like I said, I got me and Samantha one. So there we go. So now I need to send this one to Arlene. I need to send this one to Sista. I'm going to seize book stickers I need to send to people. I'll have to maybe put them in their Christmas cards or something. Aren't they cool though? TBR. There's lots. I'm just, kind of trying to do a quick. There's so many good book memes out there now too. I'm skipping the blank page in between. I'm picking that out, flipping over that. Isn't this cool though? All right, so that's all I'm going to flip because I'm still got a third of the book to go. I'm just going to do this real quick, just so y'all can kind of see. Very cool. I'll give y'all the ISBN in just a minute. But like I said, I got it at Target, and you get it at Target, you get 20% off if you have a Target. All right, so there's more. Oh wait, what are those in the back? Some quotes or something? What are the? Oh look, they're book. What do you call it? Book plates. Book plates to put in your book. Samantha will love that. I told her she needs to design her own book plate for her books. And then here's some keys. The little like what you'd use a sticky note for. Okay, and then sources. All right, here's the ISBN. 9781-507-224-229. So, and if you get it at Target, you get 20% off. One more page. So Laverne says she has that. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to make a stack of where I'm going to put stuff. Then the other thing I bought, I was enabled. I'm going to tell y'all I was enabled. I was enabled by our Vole. If y'all follow Vole, Emperor Vole. Let's see, I got to get a peek here. I've not played with them. I just did something real quick with them because I was busy this weekend. All right, these were like $10 on Amazon. Okay. And one of the reasons I got them was because they were Lango. Languo, our Lango, because I got these Langos, these gel markers, gel pen markers. Okay, I got these, and I love these. And one of the reasons I love these is they are movable with water. They're almost like a watercolor pen. So these are Lango drawing ballpoint pens, 60 colors. But look how they are. Remember these when you were a kid? Did y'all have any of those kind of pens when you were a kid? I kept the box long enough just to show y'all because I don't keep packaging anymore. But anyway, all right, so they come in a little tray like this. Okay. ISBN is not here because, well, yeah, I guess this might be 6941322268096. And just look them up on Amazon. Look for this. Now there's different ones. There's different drawing ballpoint pens. Get the Langau because otherwise you're getting a knockoff, which Debbie. So look for this because otherwise you might get a different brand that may not work. We learned that from Art Journey. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to take them out of their little home. And there's 10 colors. All right, crink alert. There's 10 colors on each of the 6 pens. Now, when I did test it, I was in a hurry, so I didn't play with it too much. But see how there's all the different colors in each one? And I figured, I think you have to twist and push, and then it pops down. And then so you see how it stayed down? And then to get it to come back up, you just click that. But I think you have to twist and push down because I couldn't get it to lock in at first. Okay. And then so like I said, and they're ballpoint pens. They're like a big ballpoint pen. Okay. Big, or a biro if you call them that in Europe. Okay. See? And they're probably a 0.5, I would say. They're probably candy to my eyes. Right, Lisa? Debbie's going, ooh. They're only like $10, guys. I think they're 10, maybe. And I have Prime, so maybe 12. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and click that one up. Let's get another color. Let's get a green. Okay, so here's green. They're thin. They're thin now. They're not going to be like the big Biro 1.5 or whatever they are, which I love to sketch with. These are little. These are light. But I did see Vol. If you go to Vol, and I can't think of his full YouTube name, he comes in here every now and then, but he did a sketch with these, and he did an animal, and he shaded. Oh, it was amazing. He did great. So I got a shout out to Vol for that. Okay, so here's I'm going to spin each one so you can see. There's 10 colors on each one. Okay, and there's 6 pens. All right, here's the next one. This one has like jewel tones. Okay, let's do one of these purples. Let's do this aubergine color. I want to kind of do, it's kind of purple brown. It looks brown on camera, but it's kind of a purple brown. And then you just click the top and it pops back up. Okay, then the next one are these colors. So I don't know how long they're going to last. I mean, come on, $10 or something like that. Okay. Let's pop this one down here. Let's do this. Let's do this blue-green one. And let's go. This is kind of a dark teal. And then let's go with the lighter teal over the top here. Okay, then the next one is this. It's kind of cool though, right, guys? And then the last one, is that 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought there were 6. Is there 5? 60 colors. How many pins were there? Where's the little thingy-majig? Yeah, there should be another one. There's 6. What did I do with the other one? Oh, here it is. It's under there. Roll. I thought there was 6 of them with $10 each. Okay, so there's this one. And then this one. So yeah, very kind of cool. I'm going to leave them just kind of handy so I can just pick one when I feel like using a ballpoint pen. All right, let's see. Hi, Karen Evans. Who else am I missing? Did Devin come in? Hi, Devin. Yes, it is. Yes, that's who it is, Devin. But I don't know that I don't have. I think that's the name of his channel. I follow people and I have them saved. So they pop up and I don't need to know their full YouTube name because they pop up and I go to it. So, but yeah, I think you're right on the name right there, Devin. And yeah, I've been knowing him for some years as well. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Kat found him. There he is. There he be. So his last video, or the last video I saw of his, was using these and coloring in an animal. So let me see if I can find him real quick on my phone. Hang on. So I can just kind of give y'all a little sneak peek. Let's see. I think that's how you spell it. All right, let's see. Oh, I did. I found it. Okay, wait. Is it not this one? All right.
Well, hello there. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to do a review of these Languo drawing ball.
All right, now I'm not sure if this is the one where he draws on. Let me see.
Cheap. I got it off of Amazon for.
Okay, that's yeah. Here we go. He is.
Pen.
Let me scroll through. So y'all, if this is not his newest one, it's the second to the newest, but I think he did another one. So here he is drawing with them. So y'all can see it's really cool. He did an amazing job with the ballpoint pens, just saying. So y'all go follow him. There's the link that Kat just put in. So yeah, good job, Vol. All right, let's see here. Scrolling. Were there any shades of green? Yeah, here we go. This one had a couple of greens there. This one had a couple of blue greens. This one had 3 or 4 greens there. Yeah. So yeah, 3 of them have greens in them. All right, so there we go, guys. That was very cool. So thanks, Vol, for the inspo. All right, let's see now. So this is what the packaging looks like. Okay, that's what the packaging looks like. Or go watch Vol's video. Oh my gosh. All right, real quick. Denise sent me these. I'm not gonna swatch these right now because I want to get onto our pan pastel coloring today. And we're gonna browns. Let me see, Belinda. All right, let's see. Browns. There's some light browns in here. There's a couple of light browns there. There's some sienna color there. There is, yeah, so there's a few browns in there. Okay. All right. Okay, so the color of the world here, let me just show you these. And again, these come out a long time ago. Crayola also has these in pencils and water-based markers. Okay, so kind of, if I can get it, so y'all can kind of see the colors. Lots of different shades from pale, almost white to dark chocolate brown. Here's the colors, maybe a little better there. So I'm sure Kat has videos on these because she does coloring, lots of coloring. All right, then let's go ahead and take these out because y'all know I'm not going to leave them in here. They'll end up on my, let's first test, make sure they're alcohol markers. So Denise got me these grayscale 15 markers, And let's make sure that they are not water-based. I'm thinking they're alcohol markers. It just doesn't say, they're cheap markers. Let's see what we got here. So this is a cool gray. So we got a chisel tip on this side, and we got a just a bullet tip on the other side. They're very juicy and flowy. I gotta tell you, I'm liking them. Let me make sure they're alcohol markers. Let's get a couple of colors here. Let's get a dark one and a light one here. Let's see if they blend at all. Okay, this one's kind of dried out. Okay, that one's kind of, she got these because they're, just like she knows I don't use Mod Podge. All right, so this one's not working. Let's try another one. Let's see here. All right, that one's working. Now, I wanted to see if they would blend. And I'm not seeing them pick up the other color at all. Let's see. Of course, you got to blend when they're alcohol markers when they're wet. Okay, they're blending a little bit. Okay, now I'm not calling them Copics. You have those colors? Yeah. So Kat does have these. I probably have them in the markers, in the water-based super tips, I think is what they came in. All right, so yeah, so there's just different shades. Like cool gray, neutral gray. Let's see what they got here. We got some cool grays. They might all be cool grays. Are they all cool grays? No, here's black. Blue gray. I love blue gray. Let's look at that one. Another blue gray. And this one is a cool gray. Here's a couple warm grays here. Yeah, there's a couple warms. And they mark them like, see, what just kind of like a Copic does with the C for cool, the W for warm, and then the blue grays are the BGs and the black. So there's two blue grays, which I love, in the black. So, all right. So I'm not going to test them all, but you can see right there. There's the warm grays and the cool grays. Do I have a spot for them over there? We'll have to find a spot for them. Oh, wait, I do have a spot. Let me move these gold pins over. They'll have their own little home. They'll have their own little home next to my Copics. Okay. There we go. And then these colors, let's make sure they work. All right. I love blue grays. That's a nice one there. And then this one. Keep going to the wrong side. Okay, those are some nice. These are some nice ones. I do like the blue grays. And then, of course, the black. These can have their own little spot over here. Okay. All right. So thank you, Denise. All right. So let's see here. What do I want to do next? All right. Let's go. Now we're going to go into our December daily / sketchbook for the year. It's not going to be my only sketchbook for the year. I'm just going to say, but it's a sketchbook for the year, where we can do one prompt a week after December. In December, I'm doing one every day. Now, the couple of days, I did 2 in one day. I've not done today's. Today's the 8th. I've not done today's. And yesterday's, which is a color book page, I saved for today, knowing I wanted to use pan pastels. So I got yesterday's and today's. I'm going to read them all so y'all can write down. The prompts for each day. Okay. And again, these are, and I have some extra papers in the back and some other stuff here to use. Okay. So the Cassie Projects, follow her on YouTube and IG. And there's a whole bunch of y'all doing it. CK is doing it. Deb E. There's a whole bunch of y'all doing the Cassie Project hashtag. Okay. And have bought the book. Now, I did take the book apart. I did de-spine it so I could put rings on it. And I added all this right here. And I'm going to probably add some more. I glued this red flower, glued this kind of it's not the kind of glitter that comes off, but a glittery snowflake on it. Because thank you, Cheshire Cat. My chat won't stay live while flying. Oh, Peg's flying, people. So it's good to have you here. Don't feel like you have to. Yeah, just keep refreshing, Peg. Keep refreshing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to go and start from the front again. I have put some tabs on some of the different things. I put tabs on the 3 books for the rest of the year. There's 4 books total in here, and there's 25 prompts for each of the books. They're seasonal. The December one I'm not doing every week like I will be the other 3 books. I'm doing it as a December daily. Okay. So here we go. So, and what I'm liking about it is as I flip through it, I think of other things to add. So like here, I added some more dots, I added some stickers. So I'm adding more things as I go. So, and you can do that. Don't feel like, oh, I've already finished that page. I can't put nothing else on that one. Don't do that. Okay. Hi, hi Frank. Salazar Art Nation is Frank. Good to see you. And Frank is also friends with Marsh, knows Marsh. So let's see. Hi, Starla. Starla, were you here when I showed your frame? I sent Starla, thank you, some little prints a couple weeks ago for thanking her for sending me a super chat. And so she framed them and she sent me a picture of them sitting on the table. It's so cute, so nice. Thank you. Yeah, more is more. That's right, Devin. Okay, so here we go. So these are already here. These little are we focused? We got some light here. I did put a different paper on the background, which may or may not work with the light. Sometimes, sometimes things work backgrounds. Don't put a black background. I found that the black background doesn't work. It sucks the light right out of the camera. Okay, so these are here. I might color some of these in little seasonal items. The first one is, well, this is the Art Journey sketchbook, and it's the seasons. And you're supposed, I got to write my name here. I'm going to do, let's do that. Let's put my name in here. Let's put it in a color. Let's put it in, what color do I want? Red? Do I want red? Do I want to, let's see. Let's do it. Let's do a teal, kind of match my picture over here. Okay. And we're going to do, I'm going to put 2026 because that's where we're going to be using most of the book. We're just using it for the end of 2025. Okay. All right. So then here's little things to do, use whatever. And it is thin paper. I'm going to go back and put reinforcements on the pages because I punched the holes. If you don't punch the holes, you don't have to worry about that. But it is thin. It's copy paper thin. If you don't like working on copy paper, Tina, you can always work in another book. Work in a composition book is kind of thin as well. But you can work in another sketchbook and just do the prompts. We're calling them out. Do the prompts if you want. And let's see. Okay, let's see. Peg said, I just have a cute grocery bag while visiting Boston. My son showed great concern, seeing his mom cherish trash. Peg, we need you to post. I'm just saying. You're going to have to post. And then here's the seasonal ones for the first book. Again, there's 4 books in here. Okay, there's 4 books. I put one of my Christmas cards in here. I cut the sentiment out, put it down here, cut the cover off here, put some stars and snowy gold and stuff in the background here. I have a couple Christmas cards because I send a lot of Christmas cards out. Here's another one back here. I'll show you some more stuff that I got put back here that I'm going to use. I went through my silhouette cameo. I had a whole big box. I mean, it's like this thick of cameo cutouts. I found some wings, so I might do something angel. We'll see. I just cut them out and put them in here. Then another one of my Christmas cards, plus one of my cameo cutouts, is the manger scene here. Let me see if I can put it on here. So I'll put that in there somewhere, in here somewhere during December daily. So I'm just kind of throwing things back here that may or may not use. Okay. All right. So there's that. We haven't even got to the prompts yet. Okay. Uh-oh. I There we go. That wasn't quite dry. I need to do 7 today and 8. So the reason I didn't do 7 yesterday was because I want to pan pastel the color book page. Deb's already done hers. Did you post it on IG, Deb? Let me see if I can find Deb's. Let's see. Go to IG. Let's see, Deb. Deb E. Let's see if she. Come on up. Come on, Instagram. You can load. Doesn't want to load in this room. I'll set it over here to the sides. Yeah. All right. Let me step out in the hall. This room does not Wi-Fi for whatever reason. It does not Wi-Fi. That's why I have to hardwire my streaming. All right, so here's what Deb E colored. This is the same page I'm going to color today. There's Deb E's page. You can follow Deb E. Mixed Media, and this is the page she colored out of it. And she's hashtagging Cassie when she does it, the Cassie Projects. So we're going to color that today. I'm going to use my pan pastels. Of course, with pan pastels, you do have to spray. Just saying. Well, with any kind of pastels, but you do have to spray when you use pan pastels. I got some dots in here, some to, put tabs where I am. Okay. All right. So this was December 1st, and I put some collage. I put a little thing of what Hubster and Denise went shopping and all this. And then I made some little clothes for her that fit her. Just a little, little, and then stenciled back here. I wrote down in on the list page, I'm trying to use things like stencils, stamps, my cameo silhouette cutouts, washi tape. I'm trying to use stuff in here that I don't use all the time. And I'm trying to use it more in in this book for the year, but in particular, December daily. Put in caps, guys, if you're talking to me. Thanks, Cheshire Cat. There's Debbie's IG. All right, so that's December 1, and I stamped. So I pulled out a bunch of my lettering number stamps here, and to use. So I'm trying to use some of the stuff I don't use as often as we should because I've had it for so long. Back since scrapbooking days. Okay, here's December 2nd. Some of my regular kind of how I collage now. I did that the ornament was already drawn by Cassie, so you just had to fill it in. I stamped out December 2nd. This page was blank, so I cut out some collage soup ornaments and some watches and did my watch hands there. Did some little gold chains that it's hanging from. Put dots in the back like gold snow. So yeah, there's that. Then December, and I have not yet found the recipe card that I want to put here. Again, I might have to handwrite it out. I really wanted it to be in my mother's handwriting, but I haven't found the soup one. Stamped out December 3rd, put a 3 here. Some of these I drew and just cut out. Some of these are out of the what do you call it? Seeds. What do you call it? Whole seed catalog. And then I went over and I added some gold. To it too. Okay. So day 3 was illustrate a recipe. Your favorite meal or dessert, especially saved, a Christmas one. Create little illustrations of the ingredients. Write down the method, and I just put down an index card here, like a recipe card, and I'll either write it in. And I inked it. That's another thing that I'm trying to use more ink, stencils in the background. So I'm trying to use a bunch of stuff. Can you tell? Thanks, Debbie. Okay, then day 4 was make a list. Okay, so take your shopping list. You could use receipts, your Christmas food shop, gifts. I haven't put any receipts on here. or something mundane. So I just wrote down a list of things that I like to do during the holidays. Will I do them all? Not necessarily. But then I wrote down here the supplies I want to use in the book, like dots, the dots, stencils, washi tape, acrylic markers, stickers, cards, masks, photos, stamps, collage, inking, gold, silver. So I wrote down a list of some of the supplies I want to use. There's some stickers. I put some stickers here. And then some of the things like Christmas cards, wrap gifts. And then I wrote down the different things to wrap gifts with, bags and ribbons and bows, bake cookies. And I went, buy cookies in parentheses. Well, someone will bake. But that's one of the things you could do. Hallmark movies, make some handmade cards, make your phone calls, deck the halls. I've already done the deck the halls. Christmas cozy mysteries. If you're a reader, it doesn't have to be cozy mysteries, but I like cozy mysteries. I used to read some hardcore, mystery stuff, and I still have some good ones I liked back in the day. But no, I'm more for the cozy mysteries this stage of my life. What about you, Debbie? Anyway, so there's some washi tape, some stickers. There's a little Santa peas that Quiet Carol and CB suggested. So I got the little peas and made them into little Santas. So anyway, this was day 4. Make a list. Oh, and then y'all were starting to go. Barbara, chicken pot pie said peas on earth. Baby Grinches. Well, they could be baby Grinches. Yeah, because they're green. All right. So then day 5 was to make art through music. I don't listen to music while I'm arting. Music easily influences my emotions. Now, I do like some certain music, and when I like songs, like I love Led Zeppelin songs and I love the lyrics and things, I'll write down the lyrics. I've made art journal pages with Led Zeppelin music, but music easily influences my emotions, and I like to be in control of my emotions. So I don't listen to music while I art. I either have somebody's stream in the background while I'm doing stuff, or just quiet. I don't mind quiet. So I don't listen to a lot of music while I'm arting. Now, a lot of creatives, they can't even pick up a pencil or a pen without having some music rolling in the background. And that's fine if that's you. So anyway, I cut out some of these. This is some wrapping paper, and I cut out some of these and I put some music notes, and I have some stamps. I have not tried to look for them yet. But I have some music note stamps that I'm going to stamp more in here. So, wonderful. Merry Christmas. It's a great time of the season. And Hubster will sometimes put on the TV downstairs in the man cave. He'll put the Christmas music, the generic background, the music channel, the Christmas music channel. He'll put that on the background while he's reading. So, anyway. So, and then I had these compass rose, what do you call them? Silhouette cameo designs cut out. Let's see here. Do I have them right here? Where'd I put them? They might be. I think I might have put them in my stencil thing here. Yeah. So I had some of these that I'd punched out, cut out with my cameo silhouette some time ago. So I used those as some backgrounds. Stenciling, masks, stamps, inking, trying to use all the stuff. I'm trying to use all the stuff. Okay. So this was make art through music was day 5. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen Led Zeppelin twice. I saw in 71. I have a record of it in my phone somewhere. I have an actual picture of when they were in San Antonio. Anyway, so moving on. I've seen a lot of concerts in my day. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. Oh, wait, I got one more here. All right, so this was day 6, abstract patterns. So what I did here, again, with my cameo silhouetted masks, So I use the cutouts here from these raindrops, or it could be, you can use them for lots of different things. But it says to overlay, or here's what the instructions. Add shapes to this page and overlap one another, and then in each section, add patterns. You could use swirls, snowflakes, dots, lines, whatever. So first off, I did this way and then this way. So I inked up the pages with that. Then I took these hands from my cameo silhouette. See, I pulled out, I mean, I have a stack of this stuff, guys, a stack. I've shown y'all the little 3-ring notebook that I have small things in, but I have a stack of big 12 by 12 cutouts. So anyway, so I took the hands and then I went over them this way and did helping hands, helping each other during the holidays or helping somebody. Y'all, because there's always somebody you can find to help. Thank you, Karen. So yeah, so I did helping hands over that, and then I just doodled in some of the other places and wrote helping hands. So there we go. That's my abstract patterns. That was my abstract pattern page. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today, which is yesterday's page, day 7, which was color this page. And I want to use pan pastels because after I do this, I want to do the page in here. That is the Christmas Joy page. Now, will I finish it today on stream? Probably not, but I want to work on this page, which is called Christmas Joy. So I wanted to do this page today, or start it anyway, but I want to do something on this page as well. So that's day 7. Then day 8, which is today, is look out the window and draw, paint what you see. So, this is day 8. Now I'm going to go ahead and read you day 9 and 10, which is Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, I'll read you the next 4 days because I'm not streaming these. So, but I want y'all to know what they are. So today is look out the window and draw what and paint or collage or whatever you want to do, whatever kind of medium you want to work in, and draw what you see. Day 9, which is tomorrow, Tuesday. Tuesday is use color. Fill this page with red and green objects and or characters. That you can cut them out, you could glue book it, you could draw it, you can do whatever you want. See, don't feel limited by what it says. Do whatever comes to you. Remembering that this paper is very thin. You're not going to be able to use a lot of, if you use any kind of water medium, it's going to wrinkle. It's going to probably go through. If you want to do anything heavy, like with a lot of alcohol markers or any kind of, real water mediums that I suggest, which I have back here. I have some ready to go. Do it on another piece of paper off out of the book, because mine's cut. Yours probably won't be. I don't know if everybody's going to want to cut their book down and ring it. But anyway, do it on another piece of paper. It could be a watercolor paper. You could do another watercolor sheet and then cut it down, cut it out, and glue it in or tape it in with washi tape or double-sided tape. So then you can put it in and you don't have to worry about it having gone through. Okay, because this is very thin paper. I'm warning you, it is copy paper thin. Okay, so if you want to do something like a watercolor scene with watercolor, do it on watercolor paper separate and then attach it into your book. Okay, so you're not going right through your pages. So that is let's see, that is day, let's see, that's today's 8th. So that's tomorrow, Tuesday. And then Wednesday, which I'll be here, good Lord willing, is day 10, collect words. Practice your writing skills by filling this page with beautiful fonts and calligraphy. If you don't want to do calligraphy, if you don't want to do fonts, I'm telling you, you can use super tip markers to practice. Remember, you can always use references, or if you don't want to do that, then cut words out. Find a Christmas magazine or something that has a lot of Christmas words, or holiday or family, or however you celebrate your holidays, and cut your words out and just glue book it. Glue book it. Don't feel it. Don't say, I can't do that. I'm shutting the book and I'm not doing anything. Don't do that. Okay. So that is Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, I'll read you the next 4 days. So, and then what I'm doing, they have a little calendar for each each day here at the beginning, I'm just kind of putting something, one of the similar colors in, um, and circling it and stamping the day. So this is my version of December daily. Then when we get into after December, then the next section is art growth sketchbook, and there's 25 things for that one. Then the next one is art vacation. There's 25 days for that one. And then art huga, which is comfort in Norwegian, I think. There's 25 days for that. So, but we're not going to do these daily. We're not going to make these like December daily. These will be weekly. And there's 75 of them. So we'll have plenty with maybe one week we could do two a week or, whatever. But there's 75 prompts for the rest of the year after December daily. Okay? Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense to everybody. All right, so now let's go back over here to my page for today. And again, I've added all this. Now this just does get in the way a little bit. I made it long enough so I can kind of shove it out of the way because these, it's got these balls on there. Wait a minute, get the balls out of the way. So, all right. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. And then after I work on this a little bit, maybe finish it, maybe not. And then we'll go into doing the Christmas joy. I did just pull out a few color, Christmassy colors here for the pages. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of work with these. Also, what I like to do, and I think I will do that on this. Let me see here. Get my stencils. Oh, the other thing is I might want to try to incorporate some of these. I got these to use with my pan pastels for smaller details. I've not played with them yet. Y'all know I have a thing about pan pastels are not chalky. They're not dry. They're not a dry chalk. They're kind of I don't want to call them oily because they're not oily, but pan pastels are their own thing. They are not like any other kind of pastels. That being said, I don't like the dry feeling of chalk pastels. These are pencils. And I showed them when I bought them. There's 3 layers. There's 3 layers of pencil pastel pencils. And I've not used them yet, but I thought, I might be able to get some extra detail with these because what I usually do when I do a color book page, this or any or the book or any, is details I put in with regular color pencils, right? I do details with regular color pencils because you only can get so much detail with the tools. This is the smallest one, although there is, like these, and these are not makeup sponges. These are what they're called soft, SOFFT. They are not like makeup sponges. They're not like makeup sponge. I can't say that enough. Where's View? View, tell them. These are not like makeup sponges. They are a different kind of something made for the pan pastels. I used to be after Bernadette, they used to own pan pastels, to make one of these sponges in a bigger sponge to use as a palette. I use these as palettes, as you can see. This is what I mix on. I wish that now that Golden owns them, and I've messaged Golden a couple of times and told Golden, make a bigger one, about maybe even just this big, to use as a palette to mix your colors on. Okay. So I use these small sponges because that's all I got. Now, these weren't made to be palettes. They were made for you to blend like big scenes and, big areas and all that. And so anyway, and then of course I have different electric erasers. You can erase out your pan pastels, and then you buy tips to replace. There's different tools. Let me just kind of go over them here. There's different size tools that you can use to blend your pastels. I like the small one, especially in color books. You're going to use this a lot because it's small. I never clean them. I never wash them. What I do is I just rub them off on a paper towel. Let me grab a paper towel over here. because I'm more apt to wear them out before I need to wash them. But you can take and just clean your sponges off like this, okay, on a paper towel. Now, people go, "Oh, pan pastels are so expensive." They're not cheap. I think they run about 6, maybe $7 now for one pan. You can buy them separately. You can buy them in sets of 6. You can buy them in larger sets of them. And I think I have all of them. I just got the new 53 colors a few months ago. And but here's the thing: if you're working small or in color books or smaller things, if you're not doing huge giant paintings on the rough matte paper that's made for pastel, if you're just doing small things like this, these will last you forever. I'm just saying, you're never going to run out of these. This is one of my new colors. You're never going to run out of this. Look how much I've used in red. Look, I've had these. Look, that's all I've used in the red. You can see the dent in there. The only one that I've used in extensively is my white. And let me pull my white here. And this is, of all the years I've used my pan pastels, and I use white every time. This is how much white I've used. Can you see that? You're not going to run out when you consider that one Copic marker is like, I think it's up to $8 for one Copic marker. These are cheaper than a Copic marker. Okay. And you're not going to run out of these. Just saying. Hi, Kathy K. Bird. Kathy, are you streaming tomorrow? Kathy streams on Tuesdays at like 10 a.m. I try to get my errands run. I usually leave about 8:30 and try to get back by 10. I have to do post office, grocery store, Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby. I get my errands done, try to get back by 10 Eastern when Kathy comes on. Okay, she said yes. Okay. All right. So anyway, for the price, when you know that you're going to buy one, and again, you can buy them separately. You can buy them in a little tower. I don't recommend. I mean, you can buy them in the towers, but I recommend you getting the plastic trays, the empty trays. If you don't buy them in the tray, buy the trays. If you buy a tower of them, because you can't see them. So every time you want to use a color, you don't know what color they are if you're buying them in a tower. So if you buy them in a tower, that's fine, especially if they're a little cheaper, but get the plastic trays like this. And you can get the smaller trays as well. But get the trays to keep them in, because I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. Ask View, right? I don't know if View's still here. There she is. Yeah. She put hers in her will. Oh, View, I love you. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, you need to get the sponges and the tools from the Pan Pastel company, which is Soft Tools, SOFFT tools. You can buy them with the handles. You can buy the small ones like this, but they're not makeup sponge material. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. So, and then there's other size sponges you can get too. You can get this kind, you can get these. I just don't ever use these large ones. I mean, I have a little bit. I use them for blending. Look, I use them for palettes to blend on. Okay, like this. And I'll pull one out here just to maybe try to use one. It does come off on your hands. Keep a baby wipe handy to keep your hands clean, and you do have to spray them. I use a Grumbacher Final Fixative to spray mine, and I go outside to spray. Even here, if I need to spray while we're here, I will run outside on the front porch and spray them. I do not spray in the house. Do not spray in the house. Okay. Just saying. All right. So again, I pulled these out. I got these. I think they were on sale or something. I've not swatched them. Janet's probably already emailing me. Do I have a message from her already? I've not swatched them. But anyway, I thought maybe I might use them in lieu or in addition to my color pencils that I always use to get details, especially when I'm doing something like this one we're going to do today. The tiny details like this and the eyes, the shade, little tiny details, little things. I'm going to try to use some of those pastel pencils And I still might use some color pencils too. Okay. So there's that. All right. So I'm going to start with this just to kind of get this going. Now, remember, and oh, one more thing. Let me see what else I can find one in here. Kneaded erasers. Get you a kneaded eraser because you can erase and you want to make sure you erase before you spray. Once you spray it, you're not going to be able to erase. She did comment on my lack of swatching. Okay. So like this. Okay, and you can remove any kind of crumbs or anything like that before you spray it. Okay, let me go ahead and move this off here. All right, and let me remove the 7, which I'll end up stamping a 7. So I'm just going to, oh, I did want to get a, where's my, I know I pulled my, where I put it. Stencils, my stencils here. I had them out. Oh, here. A little bit of a stencil background. Let's see. All right. And these are not all my stencils, but these are just some I pulled. All right, let's go with maybe this. I've used this one a few times. I got it caught on something here. Hang on. I got these two tangled. I usually keep a piece of cardstock between my stencils. Hang on. Let me see if I can get these apart. There we go. Between my stencils, I keep a piece of cardstock and have them in a file. I just pulled all these because I needed a whole bunch of stencils the other day. And so there we go. All right, so let's go with this. These are kind of leafy things. And what I'll probably do is do this page and this page just so they're cohesive. Now we can take these out. There's nothing lumpy under it right now. So this side is a little lumpy under it, but I'm just going to go ahead and do some green. So let's do a couple. Let's do a couple greens here. I think I'll do a dark green and a light green. And where's my, here's me a paper towel. I just pulled a couple colors for this. And then when I go to do the girl in the book, I'll pull some, flesh colors and skin tones and all that. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. Am I missing anything? Hi, me. I'm sure I'm missing some people coming in. But, yeah, I'm not trying to. Let's see. I said hi to Views talking her head off. What else? Let's see. Said hi to Kathy and me. So, all right. If I've missed you, I don't mean to. I try to say at the beginning of the stream, I always try to come in and say, I'm just going to put a little bit down here, just a little bit. And you can ink this too. You can ink your stenciling behind your page, which I'll probably, I'm not probably going to do a background like this in my, see, I need to hold it down. In my, in the color book one, it's already got a very complicated background already. So I just want to put a little something on this side. I'm not being very careful, am I? I'm not being very careful. All right, let's see. These go this way. So let's kind of make sure we're going that way. I just want a little something on this side so it's not a white piece of paper. And I should take more time, so slow down a little. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe this off, some of the dark green. Go into a little bit of the lighter green. Just a little. Like I said, I just want a little something, something on this side. So it's not a blank white page. I might put some gold dots or some, something else. But for now, I just want something over here. Little kind of pine tree-esque looking things. All right, that's good. Say something like that. All right, now let's see. It's got a really bright. All right, so over here, I think I'll just put a couple little somethings over here, just maybe one or two. So let's do the light green here. Just a little something in the background. A little of the dark. Oops. Remember, you can erase anything. So if you get something somewhere you don't want it, you can erase it. Stick one there and maybe one back over here. Just a couple like that. All right, let me put this out of my way. Now, this one got a little messy there, and you probably can't see it. But I can just do that. Now, again, until you spray it, you can move this. So you want to kind of be careful, right? I think what I'll do over here is lay my napkin down over on top of that, so I'm not messing with that right now, because I'm not going to go spray it right now. I'll wait till I get a little more into it. Hi, Jane. Who else am I missing? Thanks. Joyce, thanks for being here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I need some black. I want that little penguin to be a black and white penguin. I just pulled a couple colors just for this little page. And again, I wanted to kind of get a base in, and then what I'll do is try to play a little bit with those pencils just to kind of see what they do. Okay, so here I'm just going to a little bit of black, my little penguin. And now, is there little, I'm trying to remember what they look like. Or is the white on them? Is it on their little face? Let me look at a penguin face. Hang on. I can't remember where the white on their little faces are. Let's see, penguin. And images. Okay. All right. So their little face right here's white, and they got a little yellow beak. Okay. All right. So we'll do those tiny, like the little beak. Let's test the little beak out with maybe one of the pencils. You know. Here's his little head going around there, and his little arm here. I'm not doing any blending, so I'm not blending anything on the sponge. I'm just kind of picking up color. And again, if you get something somewhere you don't want, just it'll erase right off. Or if it's something tiny, you can get in there with the little electric eraser. Okay, so there's this. There's a little that's all mushrooms, marshmallows. Okay, so let's do this right here. Now I don't know how well the pencils will erase. Pan pastels erase very easily, but let's get a little yellow. Let's get a kind of a yellow orange, like an ochre color here. And let's do his little beak. Okay, there's his little beak. Let's go ahead and get the black, and let's see if I can get in there with some tinier details. Let's see. I don't like trays. I do not like trays. I'd rather put this in a case, which if I end up liking these and using them, these will all go in a case. I can't do the trays. That drives me crazy. They're rolling all around. They don't stay in, and you know the deal. All right, so let's get in here with a little bit of the, you know what I want to test? Let's go ahead and test this. Let's get some black over here. Now let's see if that'll erase. How much it'll erase. Let me get a electric on here. See, it's not erasing 100%. It's lightening it, but it is not erasing like a pan pastel. Just saying. It doesn't erase. See how it's left that? It does not erase like a pan pastel will erase completely. All right, let's see. Do I have any comments? Hi, Carol. Quiet Carol. All right, so let's just, let's note that you're not going to be able to erase the pencils. Okay, I'm just kind of getting in some of the small areas here just to kind of play with it. It does feel a little scratchy, I'm going to say. It does feel a little scratchy, little pencil scratchy. Pan pastels are smooth as butter. Okay, so let's see now. Let's go with I kind of want an ice blue color, like so that the what do you call it? The marshmallows. The marshmallows maybe have a and the cream, the foam, the melted marshmallows have a little bit of a shadow. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and put a little bit of. Okay, I need to clean that a little more. Just want a little bit of shadow on the marshmallows here. And I don't know what that's all going to be behind there. It's going to be some ice. Is it going to be, some more melty marshmallows back there? It's just a little bit like that. And then maybe a little bit on his little face. We'll just put a little bit of shadow on his little face. Too much, so I can go in here with my eraser or the electric eraser, which is a battery operated, and just erase in there. Okay, then let's do, I'm not sure what that is sticking up there. That's supposed to be another little, you can make it whatever you want, of course. All right, then he has his little mouth open, so let's put a little pink tongue in there. Okay, I know you can't always see it. Should I zoom in a little more? I just want you to be able to see the process. But okay, now this again, it's tiny, but I'm going to try to use the pan pastels a little bit. So let's do some red and white stripe. Very tiny. This is where I would probably use a color pencil. Just, make sure it's sharp. But I'm going to put some down. The colors in pan pastels are very vibrant, very pigmented. Can't stress it enough. I love pan pastels. I just don't use them enough on stream because it is time consuming. It's more time consuming than some other mediums. And I know that not everybody has them. And so I try to do some pan pastel work every now and then, but okay. Now let me see about taking, let's see what we can get here. A darker red color, maybe. Let's see here. Let's do orange. Let's see what this one looks like. The colors on them, I'm just saying, like this color right here, this is walnut brown, but in person that looks like, look how magenta that looks. It's not. It's walnut brown. I don't know. You got to really check your colors. All right, let's see here. I want a dark red. Let's look over here. Let's see what this one looks like. No, they're not any darker than this. So I really need a pencil. Hang on. Let's get a Tuscan red. I think I want a Tuscan red. Do I have one loose here? Oh, what's this one? Yeah, Tuscan red. Tuscan red. Let's sharpen. I have to watch you use them, but I have zero interest in using pastels. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. But I will on here with the red pastel. Let me see how these sharpen, by the way. Let's try to sharpen one of my tea gall here. Okay, they're sharpening good. They already came sharpened. So they came like this, but they're not very sharp. You know what I mean? Kind of flat edged. So here I sharpen that one. And what I want to do is um, some of the little lights here. And then those string, I'll do gold at the end. So we'll do some red and green. I'm just going to kind of keep it red and green. Can you hear the difference? Hear how that kind of sounds scratchy? Compared to pan pastels, it's very silent, very smooth, very creamy. These are working good though. I mean, they're detail oriented. You know, that's why I got them. Was for details like this. Okay, now see where my hand touched, laid down right there on that? You want to make sure that you erase any place that you've smeared anything before you spray it. And you can spray multiple times. I don't like to spray more than a couple times. All right. All right, let's see. Let's get a small. Oh, these things are rolling around, bugging me already. All right, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. What we're going to do here, real quick. I can't take it. I can't take the rolling around. So until I get a case for them, yeah, we're doing this. These are recycling. I can't do the trays. I just can't do the trays, people. They can roll around in their box, but I can't do a tray. And I'm going to take this out. I know I'm probably not going to swatch it, but I'll just put it somewhere. If I continue to use them in any capacity, I will get a case for them. For right now, this is so much better. You like that, Ellen? Yeah. Yes, exactly, View. That's how I feel. All right. What was I going to get? Oh, I was going to get a green. Okay, let's get a green here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I looked away and I snapped it. Hang on. Let me clean my sharpener. I snapped it. Sorry. All right. Did I get that cleaned out? A little piece stuck in there. I think I do. Where's my? Hang on. Okay. I love my T-Gal sharpeners. All right. I'm not sure how good they are for pastels. I don't do. I don't. They're annoying because they don't. You know, everything's falling out of them. All right. This one is crumbling. Just saying. Look at that. This one's crumbling. Do I need a different sharpener? This sharpener's never let me down. Let's try another sharpener. Let's try one of these little ones here. No, that's probably not going to fit. Nope. Let's try one of the big ones. Hang on. Nope, this one might be a little bigger. Yeah, okay. We might be able to try this. Hang on. Let me get a Kleenex to sharpen on. This doesn't have a catch, to catch it. Let's try this one. Let's try this size, the big size here. Okay, that smoothed it out. I was a little worried there for a minute. Did I get a crumbly one? But the sharpener's better for pastels. Okay. All righty. All right, let's do the green. And that's going to be too dark. Let's do a couple of the darker green and a couple of the lighter greens. I'm really not loving the pencil, the pastel pencils, because I love my color pencils so much that can do the same thing. I'm not really knowing why I bought these. All right, what do I do with my red pencil? Here it is. Oh, wait, let's do the light green. I thought, well, maybe I can do more blending with them. I'm not seeing that happening. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I don't like the yeah, I'd rather have the than the scritch. Exactly. Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Tuscan red. Okay, I'm gonna use my Tuscan red. And shade. On the edges of the red. Okay. Oh, remind me to tell y'all something about Devin at the end of the stream. If she's still here. I don't know if Devin's still here. So you can see I got so much more control with the pencils. So much more control with the pencils than the pastels. Let me hold this up, see if I can. Remember now, I haven't sprayed this yet, so things can still move. Not necessarily the color pencil, but the pastel that's under there. All right, let's see. So along the edge there, I probably, I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's closing that up. Okay, let's see. Just kind of clean that up around the edge there. Now, don't swipe it with your hand. You can't do that. The most you can do is get a soft brush, like, let's see, I'll have a soft one handy, real soft, like a real soft brush, and kind of do this, to get the little shavings away where and the shavings are from this. They're not from the pan pastels. They're from using the electric eraser, right? They're little crumbs from this. But you can use, well, let's not do it with a pencil. You can move it away like this with a soft pencil, but don't go like this with your hand and like you're used to doing, you're going to just smear. I'm just telling you. Yes, and no, for sure, Belinda. Thank you for that reminder. Now, this is probably not going to be an issue if you're not streaming and doing it. But let me get a little piece of paper here to show you. You do not want to, and I'm not going to spit on anything. Don't anybody freak out. But when I'm sitting here talking to y'all, right? I'm talking to y'all, and I'm working with pan pastels. You don't want to accidentally spittle on anything with pan pastels or get anything. I'm just telling y'all. Okay, I'll show y'all my sample here. All right, so of course I would never spittle this much, but if you get any water where you're working on your paper, now I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to come over here and just do a light, just a tiny. See where I sprayed the water? You can see a little bit, right? Pretend that's spittle. If you get spittle where you're working and you try to use your pan pastels, let me pick some up here. This is what happens when you go over water with pan pastels. Do not get spittle on your pan pastel paper. There's no erasing that. There's no getting out of that. You're gonna have to paint over it or something. There's no getting rid of this. You have to turn it into some freckles or something, right? Yeah, if you want a splatter effect, that might be good. Okay, so just showing y'all that. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to work on this little cup and then I'm going to go down and spray it. And then I want to go ahead and get crack-a-lacking on starting out of the Wondrous Folk. This, I'm going to have to figure out, maybe a giveaway or something. I've already thrown. I'm not putting the trays back in. Trays be gone. All right. But I don't see myself using that. And I don't think Cameron likes not pan pastel. He doesn't like pastels either. Cameron's a marker and pencil guy. All right, let's see. Let me take a sip of my water. Let me clean off my little tool here. And these tools do wear out. So look, you can see. See how that's already kind of wearing out. Now, this is not a brand new one when I put it on. But what you can do is you can turn it over and use the other side. Now, when you put these on, you put it on like a baby sock, very gently, because you will rip it. But then now you got the other side. Now, this one I've used a few times, so it may still be a little ready to be a new one. But for yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. Do I have? All right, that goes in my Society of Idea Collector notebook. All right, here. Remind me to say something about that. Okay. And I try to keep a damp baby wipe handy just to kind of keep the dust off because you're touching things and you're gonna move it around. All right. So let's see what kind of mug do I want? I don't know if I want a brown one or do I want like a mint green? A mint green with let's see. Y'all have a preference on what color cup? It doesn't have to be these colors I got out. We can, pull another color. I'm just thinking a Christmas mug. We probably want some kind of Christmas colors. Do you have a preference on a Christmas color mug? Hi, Caroline. But first on your chat. Caroline, thank you. Pink. Devin says pink, a pink mug. We could do a pink. All right, let's see. Let's do maybe a couple shades of pink here. Hang on. Let me come down here on the floor where my pan pastels are all in trays. They're all in trays down here. I do have some new pink colors, Devin. All right, so let's do a light pink base, and then what shade? I mean, there's so many good shades of pink, right? Maybe this color shade. No, it's too much like red. I want a little bit less. Maybe this one. Maybe those two. We'll go with that. And then we can always do some pencil. We can on that. This doesn't look the same color on camera. This is almost like a peachy color, but on camera it looks like a hot pink. It's not a hot pink in person. So, why do I still have views thing on there? All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and start with a light. Let's just do the whole thing in a light pink. Then we'll do a little shade. I'm not spending a lot of time on this because I really want to work on the other thing. But, this is something, again, for me, this December daily journaling this year in this book, I like to just have it where I have it out. And let's just kind of flick in between. I probably should have waited and done the lights after this, but that's okay. To have it open and just kind of like add little washi tape and little stickers and little what throughout the day. It's just kind of fun to do that. All right. And there's Merry Christmas in there. I could add a little bit of that with the Langau gel pens. Okay, now this right here, let's move this red pencil. Where's one of my erasers? Put them all back here. Just a little bit went over the line there. That's one nice thing with pan pastels. You go out of lines, you can just erase it until you spray it. Okay, now let's see if this is going to be a dark enough. I know it looks hot pink in camera, but it's really not. It's almost like a coral pink. It's like a coral pink. So I'm just going to put a little bit of shade. It just all blends so nicely. I love me some pan pastels. Maybe I need to make a pact with myself to use them more during 2026. You know? So there's a little bit of shade in there. That looks kind of good. Let's put a little more shade right in here. Kind of flicking between the lights there a little bit. And probably with some pencil could get a little bit more shade or another darker color of pink right up under the little overflow of marshmallow there. Like that. Thank you, Alan. All right, let's do a little fix up right here. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now because I want to move on to the, what do you call it, the color book. So I can go back in here with some color pencil later to add more shading or more, take a Posca and have some highlights or something like that. And with the Langau gel pens, you can't probably see it, but it says Merry Christmas on there, and then the string of lights. I'd probably like to go in there with some gold writing or something. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to run out on the front porch real quick. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll do a BRB, and I will. Where's my BRBs? I have them right here, but what do I do with my BRBs? In here? Where's my BRBs? Oh, here they are. Here they is. Okay. So I'm going to go take a quick break, go on the porch and spray this. And cats are out. Let's make sure the cats are out. Cats are out. Okay. I'll show you the spray I'm using when I come back. Be right back. Took a quick lemon water break and sprayed the piece here. So let me show you what I use. All right. So, and it does smell. It does smell. Plus, you don't want to be breathing it in. Okay. But I use this is what I use, the Grumbacher Final Fixative. Now, let me stress this, overstress this. It's matte. This looks exactly like the gloss, but the gloss says gloss. Do not use gloss. Do not use gloss on your Pan Pastel piece. Make sure it says matte when you buy it. Okay. If you do decide this, you don't have to use this brand, but you know, that's what I use. Make sure it's matte. I'm going to put that behind me because when I go to spray my other piece, I want it handy. All right. So there's enough. Like I said, I can take, let me just go ahead and do this real quick so you can see. Let me take, and I'm just using out of this is my overflow tray because I put all my Prismacolors in 2 cases. And this is my overflow. Well, it's not my only overflow because I did inherit my mother's set and my uncle's set. So I really never have to buy pencils again. But anyway, all right. So let me just use this color. Let's go with, this is a plum color, I think. But what I wanted to show you is we can do a little bit of extra shade. This does need to be sharpened. Stickles for the thing about using stickles, okay, or any kind of dimensional thing, you'll have to always, if you're working in a book, you're going to have to be aware that it's going to bump your page. Okay. It will bump your page. So you can't use anything on top of it or on the back of it because the stickles will leave a bump, even if a slight one, a texture even. So if you want to do something like stickles, and then you want to do another page, let's say that's on top of it, you want to make sure to put some cardboard or cardstock between your pages so that you're not picking up the texture of the stickles. But the problem with that too is then if you go to use something on the back, that stickles is going to be, you can't not pick up texture if you're doing something on the back side. So you do have to be aware if you're doing any kind of mixed media that you don't want to be putting something on the top or where you're going to use the back that's going to be give you a texture when you go to do pencil or something else on top. Okay, so I will go back here later and I'll show you by Wednesday what I've done, more on here. But there you can start to see where I'm going with this. I'm going to want a little bit more shadow on here. Okay, so you can kind of see where I'm heading with this. But I just wanted to play with the Pan Pastels with it because I'm going to do the Pan Pastels in the book. I said, well, I might as well just color with Pan Pastels here as well. So there we go. And I'll do the little light strings and the Merry Christmas. I'll do something with that with a gel pen. Okay, so there we go. Remember, this is yesterday. Today, I got lemon water hiccups, guys. Today is look out the window and do something here. See how thin the page is? Look, that's just the, see, this paper is thin. Of course, I can put something else over the top of it or whatever too, but just saying, if you're like Tina and don't like thin pages, do it on a separate paper. Okay, do it on a separate paper. Let's see. Hi, sister. Yeah, okay, let's see. Can you use glitter gel pens on sprayed pastels? I don't see why not. But again, depending on the pen, it could probably, let's see. Let me get my glitter pens out here. Let's see here. Come on. Oh, I can't get it to come out. stuck on something. These are my glitter pen, gel pens. I love these are the best. I mean, I love these glitter gel pens. It's 100 pounds. I don't even know if they're still available. They're AEN Art. Come with 100. Let's just see something here. Let's get a dark purple. Let's get a purple maybe, or something, or pink maybe. Let's see, what pink do I have? Well, that won't probably show up on camera. Well, we'll try. Don't know how much it'll show up on camera, but we'll get a pink out. And let's see. Let's get it, make sure it's going. Okay, so let's go ahead and try over here. I don't see why it wouldn't. Now, how will it affect this? Maybe. You know, we don't know. Will it ruin my gel pen? I hope not. No, it's going on there. Okay, so we kind of smear it a little. All right, so let's just put a little bit here and maybe a little down here. These are nice, juicy, thick glitter gel pens. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little there and a little there for now. I can go back and add some more. All right, let's look at it. Let's see. See, can you see the glittery? There we go. See where I just put just a little bit right there? So it's working, Arlene. I wouldn't think that it wouldn't work on top of the spray. What I would be more concerned with is ruining the gel pens by going over the spray. Whereas pan pastels, you're not going to ruin your pan pastels going over spray, you know, or your color pencils. Okay, come on, my mouse froze up again. There we go. All right, so let's move this out of the way. And here. All right, I really do need to go wash my hands, so hang on. Let me wash my hands real quick. No, baby, you can't come in here. No. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go back over to the book here. And I do need some kind of a clip. Let me find a clip here. Do I have one handy? Oh, there's one. Hang on. Keep the book open. Or actually, y'all know I end up taking the pages out. So I might as well just go ahead and cut the page out. And then you don't ever have to worry about doing anything that's mixed media, like liquid pearls or stickles or anything. Because if you cut them out, I cut them out and then put them in my binder, mount them on black and put them in a binder. And I know not everybody wants to cut up their books. That's fine. You don't have to. But I'm working the three, the Wondrous Folk, let me see if I have one in here. Yeah, here they are. The Wondrous Folk, the Little Folk. These are Christine Karen, and the Wildflower Folk. These three books, I do cut them out and put them in my binders. All right, so let's see. I want to put something down here because there might be a little something like the little piece of, you want something under it to keep it nice and smooth and flat. All right, so let's see. Let's see, let me find some white cardstock here. If I can reach it. Can I reach that cardstock? Oh. Okay. All right, this is some cardstock that I use for one of my big binders. So I've already got holes punched. Let's go ahead and do this. There we go. All right, there we go. So it's a little cream. The paper's a little cream. All righty, let's see. Am I missing anything in chat? Let's see. Let me scroll back for a minute because I know I stepped away too. Said hi to Sister. Hi, Pam. There's Pam. Pam usually streams overnight, every night, pretty much. So if you're up in the middle of the night, guys, and you think, oh, I wish I was somebody streaming, It will be Ginger Cat Lady Pam. She will be streaming from like, because she's on the West Coast for one thing. So she'll be streaming like from midnight, on. So if y'all need somebody to watch mixed media, and she also streams a lot with Messy Di from Australia. So yeah, and Ann Lar too. They stream together. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, Kat found the gel pens there. Let me keep scrolling here. The wax from my Prisma clogs the roller ball. Yeah, yeah. See that can happen. You gotta know your supplies. You don't want to ruin your pens, your gel pens in particular. Okay, let's see. And Kat's also putting links into the color book. You cut up your color books, okay? Let's see. Teresa, hi Teresa. Oh, let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Um, Christmas joy. What do I want to start with? And I have more. I've got all the colors. I just pulled some Christmas colors out to start using here. Let's go ahead and I want to get a couple skin tones out for her. We'll have every. Well, I do all colors. I do all color skin girls. I haven't done a light skin girl for a while. I think I'll do her with red hair too. So let's get a couple of skin tones out. Let's get a little color to shade. And let's do her hair maybe in a sienna. And let's see here. Liking those colors. Let's just start with this. We'll start with this. Okay. Let me clean my little tool off here enough. I might have to get another. It's starting to wear. Maybe I can get one more scruff. One more scruff out of it. And green eyes, yeah. So I'm gonna probably, and y'all know when I get something that tiny, that's where I go in with pencil. I go in with color pencil like that. Okay. All right, but let's start with, let me get which was my other one with the skin tones. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and put a little bit. This is how I blend, okay? I put the color on this sponge, which, come on. I need y'all to invent a bigger palette for these, Golden. I worked on Bernadette for years, and she never did when Bernadette was the owner of Pan Pastel. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and put some down here. Just going to base coat all the skin. If y'all haven't seen any of my coloring done before, Pan Pastel or otherwise, I do have a playlist, coloring book playlist, and also a Pan Pastel playlist. Okay. So let's just go ahead and put a nice base coat on her. She's supposed to be an elf of some kind. I guess I could have done her green, but there's so many of the creatures, if you will, and the wondrous folks are elves and things. Maybe if I put a green tint to her, she's going to look like Spock or something. But I have done that before too. So we'll see, maybe a little bit of shading on it. All right, so there we go. Now, if I get let's just say I got too much dark in her skin or something, eraser time. All right, so I can just take my eraser, lighten up a little here. I don't know if y'all can be able to see. Maybe I should zoom in. I know I'm going to lose a little bit of. Okay. Maybe a little bit down her nose right there. Just lighten up some areas. The chin. And if you use a kneaded eraser, you have to continuously roll it over to clean it. Otherwise, you're just moving your pastel around. You're not going to be erasing. Okay, a little highlight on her eyebrows. Can you see the highlights there? When I come back over here, what I'm doing is just rolling this. And you could also, if you don't think you can get a small enough something with the kneaded eraser, then you can use your other eraser. Okay. All right, real quick, just because people don't like to see people without eyes, let's go ahead and put in some light green. Put in some light green in her eyes here. And we'll, all right, let me zoom in a little more while we're trying to do detail. Whoops, what did I do there? Click something and made it small. How did I do that? All right, let's go back to full page. Oh, what did I do? Hang on, guys. I don't know where I went here. Okay, I don't know what I did here. I went sideways. Let's see. How do I get this back big? I don't know what I did, guys. Wait a minute, I'm still here. I'm moving all over the place. Okay, I got it centered, but now it's not. It's in the middle. Okay, am I back right here? But does it look small in the middle now? How do I get that back? Let's see. Okay, for some reason, yeah, I don't know why. Do I have a black screen around it? I don't know what I did. Okay, well, we're going to have to go with this. Does it have a black screen? It looks the same as before. Okay, I see it with the black. It does have a black screen around. See, I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's see, new layout. No, cancel that. I'm not seeing how to fix that. That's not YouTube, it's Ustream. Arlene, it's Ustream. But I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have to go with this because I don't know how to get this black around the edge off. I clicked something and I don't know what I clicked. So I'm looking at all the little screen options here: full screen, double screen, triple screen, 3 people, me and a person, 2 people and me. See, it's still got the black around it. Okay, we're gonna have to roll with it, guys. We'll be here all day. All right, let's see. Oh, I was going for a dark green. Let's go ahead. I can move my camera in and zoom in. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. There we go. Okay, let's get the dark green. Let's get the dark green here. And do a little bit of, let me sharpen though. My sharp pencil. There shouldn't be a black square around it though. All right, let's do some dark green in the eyes, like a shadow. And then also, anytime you want, if you're doing a color book page, I know I tell you all this every time, but every time's different. If you want anything that's black, like pupils, you got to go in there. I go in there with the Sharpie pen. Okay, and then I'll also put her eyelash. Well, I don't want to do the eyelashes yet because I got a little more shading to do. But then let me get a white Posca. I'll show you what it looks like before and after. Hang on. All right, so there we go. So now you can see there's one eye with the pupil done and one eye without the pupil done. See what the difference that makes? Okay, so let's do the other one. All right. Okay, this one has a little bit more pupil on it. Let's put a little bit bigger pupil on that one. Okay, so, and we'll put eyelashes and other things too, but that has to be after you do the coloring, because if you don't, if I put the eyelashes on now and then go back in with pan pastel, we're going to cover up those eyelashes, and it's kind of, pointless. All right, let's see. Now I want to put And I know this pink, these pinks look very hot pink. Let's see, you can't even see them now. All right, sorry guys. I don't know what I clicked. It'll probably fix itself on the next one. Okay, a little bit of pink cheeks. um, yeah, I can't do well. I don't know because see, it's not on the screen per se, Devin. I know people can zoom in on the iPad, but I can't, this is not because of a pinch and grab kind of thing. I clicked something that made it. Let's try this. Edit solo layout. There it goes. Okay, I clicked something back. All right, there we go. All right, so now I want a little bit of pink lips. And she has some pink on her cheeks. Hi, Dot. Doing well, thank you. All right, now what I think I do want to put do I want a little bit of elfish green on her? Not too much that she looks like she's sick, but maybe just a little. Let's put a little elfish green in her shadows here. She's going to have red. She's going to have this color hair over here, orange and red hair. So let's just put a little. Make her shadows green. And then I'll have her have I think I'll give her a green turtleneck here. This is very tiny. Really, it would be more conducive to do this small piece with it's a little flashed out. Let's turn down the brightness. With colored pencil. All right, let's back out one now. Because everything's so little, All right, now let's do a little bit of the red. I want some red poinsettia here in her hair. I'm just kind of working all over can shade it some more with pencil. How are we looking on brightness? Let's turn it. All right, hang on there. There we go. That's better. Didi, you could use pencil over I always do, Ellen. I think I've told you that before. I always use pencil over the pan pastels. Girl, you haven't been paying attention? I'm just teasing you, Ellen. Yes, I use color pencil all the time over my pan pastels. Do a little of the ribbon. But something this small, I probably could have just done the whole piece in pencils, what I'm saying. But I wanted to play with the pan pastels today. And this was the Christmas page in the book. There's a little bird right there on her shoulder. All right, let's move this down a little here. Let's do a little bit more of the ribbon here while I've got the red on here. They're just so vibrant. Pan pastels are so vibrant. Okay, a little bit of the red. And probably this bow here will be red too. And let's see the berries. I'll try to finish this today, maybe while I'm watching Janet. Janet comes on at 1. Okay. Well, again, any smearage that you get, you can erase. And you want to do that. You want to look your piece over before you spray it to make sure there's nothing out of lines or where you don't want it. Okay, so I'm over here cleaning off the tool again. And I'm going to get in here with just a little bit of the green, shading on her. Shading her green because maybe she's undercover elf. Probably do her fingernails green with a green gel pen. Make them, what do you call it? Glittery. All right, let's go ahead and do some on her hair now. Oh wait, let me go back over here. Let's put these little red berries. Let's do these little berries here and there. You have to remember you can't lay your hand down on this. Can't lay your hand. Like that, Ellen. You can't lay your hand down on this. Now, let me go in and maybe do a little bit of the green. Let's do, I want this green and this dark green. And where's my little A sponge? What has green? Let's move the pencils out. I know that you cannot come up here. She's eyeballing it like, come on, let me up there. Well, let's see. I don't want it on that one. Let's find another something to. Here we go. To blend on. All right, let's see. Let's do a little bit of the dark green first. So I'm going to put a little bit of dark green in this ivy, or the holly, rather. Okay, so then I can do here and some of the light green. That's not light enough green. I need a lighter green, I think. Let's go with this light green. Okay, and now let's pick up a little of that and blend. Just do a couple, just see what it looks like. Okay, do a little there. And then we can always go back with a little darker or with pencil later. A little darker shading in there. But you can see kind of where it's going. Oh, I'm taking out, okay. All right, let's get a little bit darker in here and here. Again, some of this could be done better with pencil, especially the little lines in the turtleneck. All right, there we go. That's good to start. Now let's go ahead and do her hair. Where's my, clean off the green here. And what I'll do though is like, let me go ahead and grab a glitter, green glitter. Let's get a green glitter out of the AN art. Let's get a nice bright green glitter. And you probably won't be able to tell or see it, you know, if I when I post it with pictures, you'll see green fingernails, but it's not going to be sparkly because golds, metallics, and glitters don't photograph. You have to show a gold shine. You have to take a side reflective picture so that you see the shine, and then you don't see the gold. It's like you can see one or the other. One, two, three, four. Where's our thumb? Our thumb's in the ribbon there. Okay. So you probably won't see the glitter. Hang on, let's get over here. Mm. So there's the green. If you tilt it sideways, there you can see it a little bit. See the glitter on the nails? All right. All right, let's go ahead, and she's gonna have red bows and clothes. But I want to go ahead because we're almost out of time. I try to leave by 11:15. All right, let's go ahead and whoops, see I smeared that. Got to be careful till you spray it. All right, let's go ahead and do her hair. So her hair is going to be like cinnamon color. So let's go ahead and put some of her hair, and then we'll put some kind of a highlights and stuff. Remember, you can always erase. You can erase out any highlights or anything like that. Right now, I'm just going to put in the shadows. Okay. Like I said, I'll work on this today because I would like to finish it. There's a little bird right there. Let's kind of get around him. Okay, now let's get some of the sienna, more of a sienna, the darker kind of sienna color in there. We'll blend it out. I hope y'all got some tips and tricks, and plus, working in the December daily earlier. So, whatever kind of journaling you might be doing for December, doesn't have to be in that book, but there's some ideas there for you to put in your book, whatever kind of book you're working in. Okay. All right, now I think I want, let's see if I can do it with this color. Just a little bit of, just something to kind of soften it. Then I'll show you how I'll put in some highlights. My stomach's growling. Need to eat. All right, so now I got the base down for her hair. And what I'll do is I'll take, which one do I want? This one maybe? I know if y'all don't like the sound of this. Bye, Arlene. If you don't like the sound of this, just mute it a minute. Can we get some of the bird cleaned up right there? You could also do this with your with your Posca, but it'll be really white. Of course, you can go over the white, knock it back. See how you can highlight with that? I'll probably go in there with some golden, some golden color. All right, so there's a start to some highlights, and there's a bird right there. I got to color in that bird. Yeah, right. So much. Yeah, just erase it out. And that can be true of anything. Like here's a little bit on her hand there. I might want to have a little bit lighter. You can do it under her eyes. And again, let me go ahead with the pencil, a little bit of pencil, and do some of her eyes so that you can see what it looks like with the eyebrows. Oh, I mean eyelashes. One thing I did want to do is let me go ahead and do with her eyebrows. Just going to have her red hair eyebrows in there. There we go. All right, let me get my pencils and get a little bit of shading. Let's see. What my henna color. Do I have it in here? Do I have to get out? Don't think I have a henna in here. My henna is probably only in the tray. I mean, in the, what do you call it? Case. Let's see if I can do something with this. Any kind of shading with it. Again, I'll try to finish it up sometime today and post it on Instagram. Okay. All right, now let me go ahead and do her eyelashes. Okay, let me show you each eye. And I also need a little bit of blue shadow. And maybe that's not good. So let me show y'all what it looks like with some of the detail, and then I'll do the other eye so you can see the difference. Okay, so there we go. There's one eye. All right, now let me do the other eye. She's got some long lashes without me even exaggerating them. Okay, let's put just a tiny, where's my Posca here? Tiny highlight in her eye here. And then her eyebrows. Let's get a little. I'm not finding a nice brand. I'm going to have to start busting out the case. Start busting out the case instead of just my tray here. Okay. I haven't got much done on her, but there's a little bit around her eyes. This eyebrow needs to be a little more. There we go. So yeah. I always use my Sharpie pen. It's not the Sharpie marker, it's the Sharpie pen. So you can see how small we've been working. So there we go, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's brighten it up just a little now that we're farther away. So I don't know, is Devin still here? Oh, there she is. So if y'all don't know, Devin is a designer for PM Artist Studios, and she's going to be interviewed on Wednesday over there. So if y'all are interested in finding out more about our Devin, Wednesday, Wednesday, I think it's about 11. So thanks, Devin. If y'all want to know more about Devin, plus Devin streams every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on her channel. Okay. So I try, Devin. I do try. So y'all follow Devin. If Kat wants to put in a link to the, when she's going to be interviewed Wednesday, that's fine. So all right. So there we go, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed doing this. And again, I'll add some more, you know, glitter and maybe some shine and some brightness and some stuff to it. But I do have to spray it after I finish with the clothing and everything. I'll spray it. Then I'll go back in Ellen with color pencil. And again, guys, I'm having fun just doing a little bit of here and there in the little December daily, which, and it's going to be a sketchbook all year. It's going to be a hot mess. Look, it's already day 7, and look at it already. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks everybody for being here, and I do appreciate. Thank you, Kat. I do appreciate all y'all being here, and I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Don't forget, Janet comes on at 1 Eastern. I did not see, I don't even know if Janet knows what she's going to do today, but she'll be on at 1 Eastern. All right, guys, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.